All right. Put the pitchforks down. The protests have finally ended. We were what, only 2 streams roughly, right? I think we were only 2 streams late to our author volume 6 author notes. I apologize for the delay. Let me quickly adjust my camera and ignore this pimple. That being said, let's quickly read this. So, volume 6 author notes. Are we gonna find out who's the real light seeker? I feel like the actual light seeker was, I don't know, man, 2 streams, like an hour. Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't that delay. I don't know. It's like it ends with Derek opening the door, right? And he's the one that brings in the light into the Forsaken Lands. But then, like, so many other characters kind of like play the part of like light seeking. So I don't know. I feel like it's more than just one character, or it's like the themes of the volume, right? But let's find out. I digress. Let's keep reading. So this is translated by Mrs. Matchstick Beepis. I've never read that name before. Proofread by Wind Valley, and proofread number 2 by Username. Okay. The 116 chapters of Volume 6 to me achieved the overall degree of complexion I expected. Yeah, it was pretty wild, dude. During Volume 5, I mentioned that the pinnacle of the plot would occur in Volume 6. Not that I said pinnacle. Note that I said pinnacle and not climax. Oh. Okay. At the time, it was clear to me that it would be lacking in terms of satisfaction and explosiveness, but the essence of the volume was to bring a strong sense of shock. Regarding this, when Amon uttered Chernobyl and when Colin Iliad said that Omobilla had already died, I could clearly feel the sense of happiness writing brings me. This dude was so happy. Accordingly, chapter subscriptions exceed 60,000, breaking the record of the entire book, especially during the Amon arc, and reaching over 63,000 as for the Omobilla chapter. Because I wrote this conclusion because of the 24-hour mark, I didn't have an accurate result. I only know that during this first hour after the chapter was uploaded that, what was it? Chapter subscriptions were already at 32,000. It's crazy how you bring, so is this like people paying per the chapter, or it's like they're paying like a monthly subscription to read the chapters? Is that what this is? There are 2 pinnacles of Volume 6, one at the beginning, one at the end, stringing the entire, I assume, okay. So yeah, Chernobyl, and then like how the whole like war ended. Okay. One of these ideas were already thought out, and I started consciously burying hints to depict the 2 events. When I first wrote Chapter 1 Crimson, oh shit. When I first wrote Chapter 1 Crimson, I already had a complete picture in my mind, one of which was an inspiration that gradually took shape as I was putting together the story of the City of Silver and its curse. It was only after this that Evelyn and the Church of Harvest came to be. I actually provided a lot of corresponding clues, although they were relatively hidden. It wasn't without foreshadowing, and I never once picked up on this, ever. And surrounding these 2 pinnacles, many secrets had been unveiled. Generally, I don't think there were any problems regarding this portion. It helped to gradually give shape to the overall universe, creating a comparatively complete framework. Thus, when I start unfolding information and hints regarding the old ones, outer gods, ancient sun god, and his family, it would become a lot smoother. Family, yes, using this term to describe that seems to make them a lot more relatable. Speaking of relatable, I would have to discuss the criticisms directed towards the war and justice. Oh, criticisms. Throughout the time I spent with writing the martial arts master, I have been compiling a set of mythologies for writing suitable for myself. However, at the same time, many things were still vague to me. It wasn't until I started writing Lord of the Mysteries and the corresponding experiments and results that the things started to become clearer, by adding my mythology. To me, the first business of writing, which is also the most important step, is composed by a very rustic word, expression. What is it that I wish to convey and deliver? This is something that must undergo clear consideration before setting pen to paper. After that, I would need to make a choice regarding what I will include or omit in the writing to make sure my focal point doesn't deviate. To put it simply, I will use a phrase that everyone abhors: centralized thoughts. Then, what I wish to express in Volume 6. First of all, it is the sense of impact that these 2 plot points will bring. Chernobyl, and then the finale, okay? The conclusion. Secondly, the insignificance and helplessness mortals feel when in the face of the gods. Thirdly, despite being as small as insignificant as a moth, one should always seek the light. Oh, wow. That's deep as fuck. Secondly, the insignificance and helplessness mortals feels when in the face of gods. Thirdly, despite being as small and insignificant as Amoth, one should always seek the light. Regarding the second point, this theme isn't exclusive to Volume 6. It is an inevitable component of any novel worldviews inspired by Cthulhu and the quasi-Cthulhu mythos. One fears of the unknown as well as the insignificance when faced with that unknown, which is the same vein as the straw man from Volume 2? The Straw Men from Volume 2. Therefore, before I started writing Volume 6, even before 5... What? I've been considering what kind of story would be necessary in order to deliver the things I wish to express into the reader's mind. If I started to expand on the war, then the focus would shift to the various mystical powers, battleships, machine guns, and cannons. That's what I wanted. This would be comparatively more fresh, and with the inclusion of elements and sacrifice, exhilaration, the brutality of war, and the other deeper themes, it would deviate from the crux of what I wish to express. Fuck. I really wanted that, though. You guys heard me. Like, all of the volume, like, ever since the war started, like, oh, I really hope we go to the front lines and we see all this get played out. But okay, he wanted to... It would deviate from the crux of what I wish to express. Because once you arrive on the battlefield, the significance behind death and survival become apparent. There wouldn't be a sense of befuddlement over why you're still alive or why you're dying. At the same time, the story had always depicted fights between Beyonders at arriving at Volume 6. I even began unraveling the secrets behind the various kings of the angels and gods, and if I was to also expand into the war between ordinary humans, not only would the two sceneries conflict with each other, it would be rather weird as well. With that in mind, as I mentioned very early on, I would have gotten into details of the war. Oh man, I wanted that. Instead, the primary focus would be on the life of the ordinary people embroiled in the war. I hope we do get some of this in like the side stories. Wars hard to write, TBH, not many stories do it right. That's true. Like usually in shonen or like, you know, like a manga, you always have like the final war, and it kind of always kind of plays out the same. Not all the time, right? But it's like I understand that part where it's hard to write out. I purposely made these people indistinguishable and without names, which is another interpretation of the title of Volume 2, oh, Faceless, to exemplify the concept of numerous and masses and to decrease the relatively pain and sorrow people feel, instead accentuating the feeling of loss, apathy, and confusion. The only people with a name were the landlord and the lady, and this part was to empathize the pain and hardships of the people. Otherwise, the scene where Audrey determines herself, kneels before her parents' bed, and kisses them before leaving would lack the necessary force, and that part was pretty cool. Originally, there was no need for the scenes where Audrey engaged in charitable behavior to be repeated, but in order to increase the sense of apathy, stupefaction, pain, and confusion of the people, I intentionally wrote a few more of these scenes. Consequently, these scenes were a little more monotonous and insistent, whilst failing to reflect the changes of Audrey's heart. I feel like that got her point across. However, I don't think there were any problems with her two conversations with Klein, each encompassing a different sense of confusion, nor were there problems with her behavior after resolving herself and her subsequent manipulations. There was no delay, no encumbrance, because she has her own internal conflicts and the irrelevant tensions in the story still exist. In summary, I combined the buildup of determination within Audrey's heart, her own growth, and the insignificance of mortals together, and combined them into one thread, resulting in a situation where I'm writing about her, but the real focus wasn't on her, which made Audrey seem like a tool for the plot. This is probably a spectator's mandatory duty and sacrifice. The fact that he sighs. However, I would like to thank everybody for your tolerance and understanding. During these chapters, subscriptions basically didn't drop, resulting, damn, at around 53,000, and let me proceed calmly and nonchalantly, enabling me to enclose everything I wanted to express. During the final battle of Backland, the reason behind the unfolding it from Audrey's perspective, which was a really good point, was to demonstrate the changes the battle between gods would bring to Backland, and to conclude all the things that I have been paving up for that point. As a spectator walking down the streets and the alleys on her way home, she witnessed the same confusion inside everyone, down from the normal citizens up to the nobles, and finding to herself a demigod wheeling up and culminating into the lament. Death without reason, life without purpose. Wow, man. Death without reason, life without purpose. I have this impression that the relevant plot wasn't a waste of time, and I feel like the plot, which was somewhat adrift, has finally found its grounding, deep, heavy, stable, and solid. Additionally, this part also ties into the buildup of emotions in three parts, from the senselessness, insignificance, and sorrow that Audrey experiences to Bernadette's pursuit, and certainly that regardless of how dark and bleak the journey would be, she would continue and finally to the City of Silver with the spent millennia questioning the darkness, who have at last opened the door, laying eyes on a silver of light and on the thing named hope. It is for this reason my original plan to feature Rizzo in Volume 6 was pushed... What? I'm sorry, what? Cuttlefish? Fuck? It is for this reason my original plan to feature Roselle in Volume 6 was pushed back to Volume 7. Huh. This progression of emotions could be reversed, but that would be extremely... Well, I'm sorry. We're getting more Roselle in Volume 7? But that would be extremely dispersing. It wouldn't suit the title, Light Seeker. Regarding the death of the chief, because Lovia died earlier, I didn't want to reiterate the sorrow and sensationalize it. Instead, it was with restraint that I described his conditions to let the relatively sorrow be hidden deeper and instead focus on the light. We cried like a little bitch during that part. On his expression of regret, release, and hope. Damn easy reading has grown so much. Hey, man, thank you, G. I have my moments. Like yesterday, I was not in streamer mode. I had a long day, so it was kind of bad. But, you know, we have improved a lot compared to Chapter 1. The problem with Volume 6 was that it required too many battles cramped in succession. The middle of the volume lacked the necessary pacing for the tension to loosen, resulting in reading fatigue. This is something I would need to pay attention to in Volume 7. Besides, if I don't write about the war, I would lose the chance to expand on the rest of the world. It would seem like the scope of the story was limited. However, this was something that I anticipated. With the existence of the 22 pathways, numerous different countries, gods, and angels, if I was to open up these areas, Klein's body would end up having to run all over the place. That'd be so fucking funny seeing... Oh, he is now the wandering magician, so he can do that. That would feel very cumbersome and bloated. It would be akin to a dragonfly skimming the surface of the water, because now he's going to have to be traveling the world. To scratch the surface superficially and not to go deeper, I might as well not write it. Therefore, even though I already have a very detailed framework enveloping the Republic of Intis, the Kingdom of Fana Potter, etc., I can't introduce them. Regarding this, a certain 1.5 meter classmate could testify on my behalf. While I was making preparations for Lord of the Mysteries, she asked me what the outline of the story was, so I copied a portion of the setting surrounding Intis, and that was probably very... I forget, he doesn't really have outlines, right? He just has like the scenarios and then he kind of fills in the gap. So I copied a portion of the settings surrounding Entis, and that was probably a very detailed version of it. This was something I set my mind on before I started writing lore. Before writing Lord of the Mysteries, I would limit the scope of the story to the utmost extent, focusing instead on one country and making it as vivid as meticulous as possible, thereby bringing out the distinguishable characteristics of other countries in contrast, establishing a more coherent framework for the entire world. Achieving this, the purpose behind writing Lord of Mysteries... Whoa, I just realized it says Lord of Mysteries. Blasphemy. It says LOM, not LOTM. Writing Lord of Mysteries would be accomplished, huh? You guys should have been able to feel that I've been keeping some things back. Concerning the people, countries, and the other pathways, I originally hoped to manage it, that is, under the same world, to write a second, maybe... Oh, what the fuck? Wait, he talks about it here in the Volume 6 notes? Under the same world, to write a second, maybe even a third book. Under different perspectives, using things that I didn't have a chance... Oh, this is so... I am even more hyped for COI. Using things I didn't have a chance to use in regards to Intis Fana Potter, to the very secretive cults. Oh, shit. So it's going to be like in different things we haven't covered. So I assume COI isn't in Backland or like Lowen. It's like probably somewhere else around the world. I didn't have a chance to use in regards to Intis Fana Potter and various secretive cults, organizations, the Western continent, and other products of my world building, utilizing this approach to complete the entire universe of Lord of the Mysteries. The third book will be real. Please, dude, he's gonna make it. Yeah, but after COI, he said he probably won't do it, or it will be like a side story at the same timeline as COI. You guys did say he probably was gonna do the third book. I kind of hope he does, but I haven't read COI yet. But I kind of want more. I even thought about something possible storylines that I may or may not take up. For example, a certain blessed one of the old ones attempt to infiltrate and sabotage things, but fell prey to an accident, losing their memories and eventually getting picked up by the Church of Knowledge and Wisdom, indulging in exams and textbooks day in, day out. Or someone who starts out as a hunter and ends up receiving instructions from Saint Denitz, crying as he eludes Anderson, contesting wits and skill with the Red Angel, etc., etc. This might be the main story. Whoa, what the fuck? This might be the main... I'm sorry, what? Wait, I don't want to know shit of Seal. Kind of fish, what are you doing? This might be the main storyline of the second book. As for the third book, it might be a story based on the Western continent, an Eastern Oriental theme of Lord of Mysteries. I was smiling as I read comments of how you guys theorize a Sky Lord of Heaven and Earth route. Of course, different routes. Of course, regarding the power level of the Western continent, I left a few connections, but nothing concise. Regarding the power level of the Western continent, I left a few connections, but nothing concise yet. What? Huh. There might not be. Oh shit, he says it right here. There might not be a third book, but at the moment, I can promise there will be a second book. It wouldn't be the next one I write. I intend to change the theme of the story, change my mood, write about something else. After all, I have accumulated a lot of inspiration with two especially interesting ones taking shape. One leans towards the Fallout and the other... Good game, by the way. One leans towards the Fallout and the other... I'm sorry, how do you pronounce this genre again? Chia? It's Xian, Xia? Xian Chai? It's hard to decide which one at the moment. I will consider it in detail after gathering materials and completing Lord of Mysteries. Small talk at the end, the same role, 3.5 days of rest. Update will recommence at 7 p.m. on Sunday. Oh, he does this on the Sunday night? Shia? For many years, and I still don't know how to pronounce it. Don't worry. Okay, I don't feel too bad. I've only read like a handful. It's actually 4 days, or I know of a handful. But considering the fact that this summary has exceeded 3,000 words, let's continue this as a chapter. Click this for the volume. Oh, wait. Oh shit, wait, it's not included right here in this thing. Wait. Click here. What was it? Click here for the volume 7 name. Okay, I guess we're going to find out the name right now. Finally, since I uploaded this chapter, how could I not make a request for monthly tickets? I will upload the first chapter, volume 7, punctually at 7 p.m., volume 7 at 7 p.m. Give me your monthly tickets. On the side note, average subscriptions had reached around 8,600. Please subscribe on the official version. I hope to surpass 100,000 as soon as possible. Translator notes, author's own numbers. Lastly, give me your monthly tickets. All right, so these are some translator notes. Cuttlefish uses an idiom, which I cannot read, which is an abbreviation for something else I cannot read. This is an abbreviation, and this is an abbreviation, which is the essence describes the life of ordinary mortals and mundane people. Oh, like even if you're a moth, seek delight. The literal translation describes the need of mortals having to eat and toil to live, unlike immortals who do not require subsistence, which is why I translated it to relatable. Second translator notes, referencing people's dislikes of one's tenets of the Chinese education system, whereby there is only one correct answer to very subject questions. Translator notes number 3, Cthulhu, meaning the original H.P. Lovecraft lore, Cthulhu mythos. I do want to read more of that now, like at least on my own time, just to kind of... Oh, try to guess before clicking? I know. I assume it's going to be one of the last notes. Combined fiction, or is it? Universe of the entire tropes, setting the mythology, shaped Lovecraft and his literary... No, I lied. I know what it is. It has to be visionary. There's no shot it isn't... Like, after, like, Adam drinks the Sequence Zero potion and becomes a visionary, there's no shot it doesn't become visionary, because we know the last volume is going to be the full. Like, we all know it. But I think it's visionary. The more literal translation, the same terms could refer to a Chinese Cthulhu tabletop RPG circle. The Cthulhu mythos style represents campaigns that focuses on venture, treasuring, hunting, and direct confrontation against an eldritch entity with no sugarcoating, etc. E.g., Eldritch Horror and Arkham Horror quasi-Cthulhu mythos represents campaigns that look completely normal on the outside, focusing on the day-to-day lives of mortals and ruins of urban areas while everything dark is moving in shadows, puzzles which need to be solved in the players. This represents a shift in preference of players, as more and more players in China enjoy the quasi-Cthulhu style, as it offers more variety and realistic horror. More helplessness. That straight up Bloodborne style hunting, that's a good game. Wind Valley, I may be completely wrong on this. Oh, this is what he said. Wind Valley said, I may be completely wrong on this, but that's one way to look at it. All right. Translator notes, this is referencing Volume 2. Regarding the references to Volume 2 in the Strawman, Cuttlefish is referring the events in Volume 2, 263. Wait, I don't remember what happened in 263 and 476. Strawman, in which the life of the innocent and improvised people battling were but fuel straw for the various conspiracies. Oh. Okay, that's why he said the faceless later on. Got it. I don't know what this means. This means a tool person is someone who helps you without reservation, but you never reciprocate their feelings or acknowledge them. They comfort themselves with the fact that you might need them after all, as examples of Icon Sir Bernard of the Machinery Hive Mind, aka the sacrifice to communicate with erodes. The original was... How do I pronounce this? The original was blank, which is referring to blank, which is a high existence cultivator in Shin Shai. Wait, hold up. Kaching is spelled with a K, right? Chio and Shio from Xenoblade. So Chia. Oh wait, Chian Chia. I think I said it right. Chian Chia. Oh, I was close, Cammy. Thank you. Shan Chia? Qian? Oh, I see it. Qian Xia. Qiansha. All right, damn. I kind of impressed myself right there. Chinese fantasy like Murim, but stronger. Pronounced like Saiyanxia story. Dude, I am butchering these names. Since Klein's fortune-turning ritual included praying to Qianxia? No. AKA Sky Lord of Heaven and Earth, and 3 other names, Chinese readers have been speculating in Qianxia Oculate Mix civilization probably exists in the Western continent. That place may have connections with the Sky Lord of Heaven and Earth, since there might be the Chinese in Western continent. Edited Thursday, February 13th. Oh, 13th. Isn't today the... Oh, I'm like, isn't today the 13th? No, it's the 24th today. Wow, this was in 2020? This was 5 years ago? It was a running theory that readers have that was actually part of Cuttlefish's possible idea for the next book. That's why he always grins when he reads those theories. And yes, Serenity translated is the primordial, which is blank. I was the one who said maybe we should just change the name of the existence implies in a fortune-turning ritual, since the primordial would have 0 meaning in LOTM. Note, this primordial is not the same word as a primordial. What is a primordial moon? No, this primordial is not the same word with primordial moon. Is that like another thing in Chinese mythos? Okay, hold up. Here we go. As for the name of Volume 7, as many of you have guessed, Visionary. Correctly, it will be... Ha? What's Ha? What starts with H? What fucking pathway starts with H? Hold up. Do I know it? Has it been revealed? Khala something shepherd? The pathway? What the fuck start? What? I know it. No fucking way I know. I'm still blocking it. I know it. No fucking way I know it. When the fuck was this? What the fuck starts with A? Oh, Hunter. Hunter? Wait, no, I said H-A. No, that's not Hunter. Hunter? Clueless. You know it, brother? All right, here we go. Here we go. I know it. As for the name of Volume 7, as many of you have guessed correctly, thank you, it will be the Hanged Man. What the fuck? Hanged Man? That's a pathway? The Hunter? What the fuck? Wait. When was Hanged Man revealed? Wait. Oh, I'm so stupid. Duh. The Hanged Man. I'm so dumb. The Hanged Man. No shit. No shit. Oh man, I know. We talked about that before. I know. I'm over here forgetting. I'm like, what the fuck is the Hanged Man? We've had a Terror Club member called the Hanged Man since Volume 1. And I'm like, what fucking pathway is called Hanged Man? Damn, man, 1,300 chapters, and I fucking forgot. I just praise up, bro. Hey, man, you know, we did it. Hey, that's hype, man. So this dude, since writing this, he's like, we're writing book 2. He gives a hint as to what he could probably do book 2. And then he says, I may or may not do book 3. But I do like how he teases how it's all going to be different. Or it's going to be like really, really different. From at least the books are different. Olger Lightning Strike is on the way. I'm hyped. Whatever happens with Olger. Wait, no, I don't think it's just going to be Olger. I'm pretty sure there's going to be shit with a Hanged Man. With the True Creator. Oh, I'm still up on that True Creator. I want to see what the fuck he's all about. I need more of him. No shot. Like we stopped his descent in Volume 1. We stop another ritual here and there in Volume 2, when we're like running away from Mr. A. We're stopping all these rituals, and he's just gonna take it. There has to be a third attempt. There's no shot he doesn't do a third attempt. What have we always seen in video game shows? There's always that 3 thing kind of gimmick, you know, like 1, 2, then 3. It has to be that. We need a third. We need a third face-off where he actually descends and we take him out, because, you know, we're the light seekers. You know, even the readers that have been reading with us for all this time are the light seekers. Come on. Do you want me to remind you the significance of the Hanged Man card so you can try to make some guesses? I mean, I remember everything, but if you want, you can remind me, Cammy. You can. It's like I didn't forget. I remember the significance. But if you want to remind me, or if you want to remind chat or anybody watching the video because they're gonna forget, you can explain. True creator just might crash out and claim, "You've been fucking ruining my schemes this whole fucking time, little shit." That's literally what he's gonna be like. That's literally gonna be his mood. Sure, yeah. Come on, take your time. Don't take too long, guys. If you guys remember the significance, please put it in chat for the others, please. oh, thank you. So, for people that forgot, the true significance for the Hanged Man: sacrifice, taking on others' pain. Oh wait, what the fuck? No, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Sacrifice, taking on others' pain and degeneration. No. We're gonna take it back. I don't want to read that. That's kind of scary. Sacrifice? Oh, that's blasphemy. In this series, no such thing. Well, oh shit, wait. The true creator is gonna take one for the team, right? At the end of the day, he's gonna sacrifice himself to protect all of us from the outer ones. And Alger isn't gonna sacrifice anything. He's gonna be chilling. He's gonna be A-okay, right? And then in book 2, sequence 0. You don't follow the true creator? We dabble here and there. He's a good guy. He's pretty chill. We've had a few run-ins. We went out for tea the other day. That being said, Lightseeker, man, that was fucking cool. I like how we said that earlier. What was it? Even like if you're a moth, you still find the light? Or what was the part where you live and die? Let me see. It was up here. What was that quote? He had a quote right here. I lost the quote. I literally forgot what the quote was. There's a quote right here about like life and death. But he can be Kenan father. What did I just read? Trade creator can't do shit to the GOOs, bro. I mean, only one way to find out, right, guys? Only one way. That being said, we have finished the author note, so hopefully there will be no more protesting. And I think we're A-okay. Right, guys? We're good? We're chill now? We're good?